Hey guys, welcome back to the vimogam Unplugged podcast. I'm Andrew, and today I'm joined by my pal.
Skullcross here. How are you guys doing today?
Not only is this guy my pal, but he's also the editor for this podcast.
Yep, I'm editing this podcast and I edited episode 1, which at the time of recording this, it's not out yet, but it will be very soon.
He's the one who had to deal with my awful sound quality
Y-
to the point where it literally just sounded like I was right like across the room from Adam instead of like 3 miles from him.
and it was like very painfully to listen to that, go through an hour of that podcast.
Oh, you wound me. Oh.
Well,
But my audio should be better now, so I don't
hopefully.
sound like I'm talking underwater.
Yeah, well, we'll see when I edit this. So, okay.
Oh, we edit this.
All right, whatever, man. All right, so
Whenever.
All right, so what are we doing here today? Why'd you invite me here? Why do you want me a part of this podcast? I'm confused.
Oh, you're so confused. Well, I just wanted to talk about some general stuff. I have a few topics that I want to talk to you about, and I think they'll be really,
All right.
really funny. So,
Okay, let's hear
if
them.
I remember correctly, you used to have roommates when you were in college, correct? Or when you went to somewhere else to
Correct.
college, yeah. Do you
Correct.
want to
Yeah.
share the funny moments with the audience today?
Okay. I can do that. All right. Well, having roommates. Let me just say, if you're going to college and you want to move in with your friends in dorms, don't do
Don't do
it.
it. It's a trap.
Not
It's a
say
trap.
not. Yeah, yeah. Okay, but for real, I mean, it's not like we're not friends anymore. Cause
No,
I
he's
mean,
lying. He just
we're all
utterly despises them.
no, 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 no. We're all still friends, but there was times where we would get in heated arguments, and I will admit, a lot of them were my fault, and I'll take accountability for that. But some funny things that happened are, oh man, we were constantly I was constantly like bothering them, like when they were playing games and stuff. I would always like come up to them and bother them a lot,
He
and
would
that
jump
probably
them while
really
they were
annoyed them.
playing Dead by Daylight.
Yeah, and
I'm the
and
real Chucky.
one time, when Funny Joke was doing something, I threw my pillow at him, and he threw it back at me, and I threw it back at him, and he hugged it really hard because he wouldn't let go, and I just remember grabbing that pillow, and I was trying to get away from him, and I was like pulling the pillow, but he had such a hard grip that he was not letting go. It's like I was like I was dragging him along with my pillow. Yes. So yeah, I mean, it was an interesting experience. Would I do it again? Yes and no. Yes, as in
Yes, I would
I
love
would
to
be
hit
down to
someone with
living
a
with them.
pillow again. 100%. Recommend.
Okay, okay, shut up, shut up, just shut up. I'd be down to living with them again, but not in a dorm room. Maybe more like an apartment where we all have our own
Well,
rooms and stuff.
that was just
So.
Lucas from what you said. Do you have anyone else? The
Oh yeah, Nocturnal Legends, aka Angelo.
the guy
Yeah,
who's
we
across
were.
the room.
Yeah, the guy who's across the room. Yeah, him. I had some somewhat bad experiences. Like, I remember he was playing VR one time, and he was playing VR one time with one of his friends, with another friend of his, and I got next to him and whispered, "It would be so awesome." It would be so cool, and he got annoyed with that.
It would be so awesome. It would be so
It would be so
cool.
cool. Yeah, so yeah, there wasn't a whole lot to talk about or ones that I remembered that fondly. I mean, it wasn't that long ago, but it was it was like what, 2 to 3 years ago now. So yeah. Okay.
I forget. It's been so long since you had went to that
Yeah,
college.
yeah, I went right after after graduating high school, back in 2022. God damn, it's been over 3 years.
Yeah.
Next year will be four. The year's almost over, and soon it'll be 4 years. God damn.
Like, dude, I'm almost 20.
man.
I'm almost 22, man. Like, I'm getting up there.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not too far away from you. I'll be 22 in less than 5 months. Damn, that's crazy. Okay, so yeah.
Okay, yeah. So I have a very funny question for you. So,
What's up?
as a kid, you are told a lot of things, correct? Like, what is
correct, yeah.
something that you were told as a kid that you believed?
I was told. Okay, that's a little hard. One thing I remember being told when I was a kid was if you chew with your mouth open, flies will get into your mouth. Well, maybe that's not exactly untrue because that could happen, but it never happened to me personally. So, all right. I can't think of too much at the time, but
I'll let you think while I tell you about mine. So,
Okay.
you know the myth of
All right.
like coffee stunting your growth? I was
Yeah.
told straight up from my mom that coffee would just, if you even touched coffee, I would just stop growing entirely. So I was, yeah,
Really?
so me being at the ripe age of 2 was petrified of being anywhere near coffee. So, you know, I was like, I don't want to be a little, like, midget forever.
Okay.
And then I remember my mom had given me, this is like later, like I think I was like 7. We were about to go on a road trip. I was given a thermos of something. My mom's like, here, you're gonna need this. So I drink it. I'm like, what is this? It's like, it was just pure black coffee. So it was like super bitter. And she's like, what is this? Oh, and I'm like, oh, she's like, oh, it's coffee. I'm like, what? You just gave me coffee? Am I about to be a midget for the rest of my life? I was like, what? I was young, so I probably would have been like 3-4 foot.
Yeah.
Would have stayed there. That would have. I was petrified though. Like, mom was like, I was just making that up. I'm like, why would you say that to me? I was an innocent kid. Yeah. Why don't
Well,
you-
never heard that. I think I might have heard stuff like that before, but now that you had some time to tell your traumatic backstory, here I'll tell you one of mine. Okay, this one's a very common one, but I remember being told this a while ago. I was told that if you swallowed gum, it would stay in my system for 7 years.
I was told that same
And-
thing actually.
Yeah, and I remember one time. Okay, I was eating some gum. I was chewing on some gum, and I was also eating some potato chips. It was Lay's potato chips.
Which ones? This is
remember
very
that.
important. Which ones?
Yeah, they were original Lay's. Original Lay's. And I remember eating a chip, and as I was chewing and swallowing the chip, I also swallowed the gum, and I remember freaking out, being like, "Oh no, I swallowed my gum! It's gonna be in my system for the next 7 years now." And let's see, any others? Oh yeah, this one it's a little fuzzy on. It's one of two things I was told. Okay, so there was this water bottle that my mom used to have. And at the time I thought it was a really big water bottle. I mean, compared to that, like let's just say if I saw that water bottle now, it's not that much water. Like,
Is it like the one? It's like the one where you bring every day, like that old plastic one.
No. It's even smaller than that. And I remember I was in the car drinking all that water, and my sister was like, "Give me some. I want some."
I want some water. Give
And
me the water.
She was telling my mom, he's gonna drink all the water, and my mom was like, "No, he's not. If he drinks all that water, he's gonna either float away or explode."
That reminds me of what I had. I remember when my mom kept telling me if I drink, like, and this is actually kind of true, but she made it sound like it was some huge thing, where if I drank even a little too much water, I was just gonna, like, drown. Like,
Drown.
yeah, like, drown in a pool. I'm like, I'm just drinking out of a water bottle. Let me have my Aquafina in peace, man.
Oh jeez.
But there was one I really wanted to bring up, actually. that
What's up?
typical myth, what I actually genuinely believed, if you eat a watermelon seed, a watermelon would grow in your stomach.
Oh yeah, I think I might have been told that, but I'm not
I
100% sure
believed
about
that as a
that.
kid, to the point where I was so afraid of eating watermelon. Like, I remember I went to a friend's birthday party when I used to live in California. He had sliced the watermelon. I'm like,
Uh-huh.
and I just saw everyone munching down. I'm like, guys, you're gonna get watermelons in your stomach. A lot of them. They're like, what are you talking about? Like, the seeds. If you eat the seeds, the watermelon's gonna grow in you. Me having no idea how like stomach acid works. So they were like, Andrew, you're stupid. And I'm like, that's not something
Yeah.
you say to a fourth grader. Okay,
Yeah, I mean,
okay. So, you're a Marvel guy, right? We can both agree on that. We're both Marvel guys, but you're a bigger
yeah,
Marvel guy than I am.
yeah. No, I wouldn't say that. I mean, there's
If you if
still
you bring up
some
if you
Marvel
bring up
movies I haven't
DC, I'm
seen.
gonna kill you. I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Well, okay, all right. Yeah, I am more DC than Marvel, though, I will say, but I do like Marvel. Yeah.
So, what is your favorite Marvel? I'm gonna be more specific. What's your favorite MCU movie and why?
Well, I could go with an obvious one like Avengers: Infinity War, but
Well, if it is your favorite movie, it's
might
your
be
favorite
one.
movie. You know what I mean? Like, just because it's obvious.
I know, I know, I know. I will say one. Okay, so let's see. I really loved. Well, it's hard to pick a favorite. Can I just go off? Can I just pick a few favorites and go
Yeah,
off
yeah,
each one?
100%.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. One post Endgame, my favorite, I would say my favorite Marvel movie is MCU movie is Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3.
Ooh, yeah, I agree with you on that one. 100%.
Yeah, it really, like, I'm not saying Marvel's bad now. It's starting to get better and better, you
Yeah,
know, but
it's starting to
like,
go uphill again, which is good.
yeah,
Because I
but
feel like ever since Endgame, for like a year and a half, around that time, it just felt
there,
like it was just
there
going
was
down, like going down. Like,
well, well, to be honest, to be fair, there weren't any MCU movies or TV shows for like over a
right.
year because of COVID, you
Yeah,
know.
I feel like that
And
was something kind of affected it, but at the same time, like they were still putting stuff out, and like some of that stuff was good quality, but then you had like for every WandaVision you had a She-Hulk. You know what I mean?
yeah, I will say, like, in my personal opinion, I feel like 2021 was a really good year for Marvel. In my opinion, I feel like it's one of the most underrated years for Marvel ever. To be fair, that is because most of the stuff that was supposed to come out in 2020 got pushed back to 2021, and all the stuff that was supposed to come out in 2021 came out that year. But I feel like it was Marvel's most underrated year because, we got WandaVision, Falcon and the Winter Soldier, Hawkeye, Loki, we got four MCU movies: Black Widow, Eternals, Shang-Chi, and Spider-Man. Yeah, half of those were not so great. Like Black Widow, I mean, yeah, like that was really a movie that should have came out back in like 2017, and
Yeah, I feel like it came out way too late.
yeah, and Shang-Chi, that in my opinion is that's another MC movie I really like. But let me just say, that movie came out back in 2021 while we were still in high school.
Right.
Like
I've been waiting. I haven't actually watched it yet, but I really want to. Right. I just been for some reason finding
Yeah.
excuses not to, even though I really want to. But I think of the
Yeah.
movies you listed, Spider-Man was probably my favorite of those. With everything
I will say
they
it is
did.
my favorite. It is my favorite though, but Shang-Chi, that movie is still really good. And I will say that movie came out back in 2021. Like I said, we were still in high school at that time. We've been out of there for nearly 4 years now, and we have not seen that character since then. ever. We haven't gotten any like him in any cameos. Now, no TV shows, no nothing, no small appearances,
All right,
nothing
so
at all.
you have not watched Marvel Zombies.
Oh yeah, well yeah. I watched episode 1 so far. I still got 3 episodes left.
Better
But
say, because
I'm enjoying it so
I'm gonna
far.
be totally honest. I kind of finished the whole thing like in the span. They're all like 30 minutes, so I did 2 hours of watching right before work, and then me and
Uh,
my coworkers, we all just like talked about it forever. It was like really fun. I loved Marvel Zombies. It was really good, but it had its problems. But
okay.
as much as I would
Well,
love to talk about them, you haven't watched
yeah.
it yet, and I'm not gonna
Let's
spoil it for you.
yeah. However, we've been talking about past Marvel stuff, you know. Let's talk about what Marvel has in store for next
Oh,
year.
I'm excited for that. Like what? Doomsday's coming up. I'm
Yeah.
excited for Doomsday.
Yeah, we're getting Avengers Doomsday and Spider-Man Brand New Day. So far those are the only 2 MC movies confirmed to come out in 2026. But I will say is that I think I'm more excited for Spider-Man Brand New Day than I
Honestly,
am Avengers Doomsday.
yeah, I actually am more excited for Spider-Man.
Don't get me wrong. Still very excited for Doomsday. 100%. I'm very very excited for that. But with everything I've been hearing for Spider-Man Brand New Day
Especially
so far,
how when we
it
watched
just
Spider-Man, what was it? No Way Home. Was that the that was the last one?
yeah,
Yeah, especially
No Way Home.
I remember your reactions to No Way Home. I'm excited to see if you have those again for Brand New Day. You think are they gonna go off
to me-
I wonder if they're gonna go off that comic.
Who knows? I don't think we'll get the same experience. We're definitely not gonna get the same experience like we did with No Way Home. I just don't see it
I
at all.
mean, we could be totally
But-
shocked. It's like the best movie like of all time, so anything's possible.
Yeah. But what I will say is that everything they're teasing so far, like we're finally getting Scorpion in that movie after he was teased 8 to 9 years ago in Spider-Man Homecoming.
Right.
That movie came out that movie came out when we were still in middle school. Like it's been that long.
You're making me feel old, actually. You're
Yeah,
making me feel
and-
I'm decrepit.
Yeah, well, you are old, so okay.
You're old.
Okay. But another thing is we're getting the Hulk in that movie apparently, and it's rumored that we're getting like Savage Hulk back, and I am really excited if that is going to be the case. Because
I want my Savage Hulk.
Let me just say, the last time we saw like Savage Hulk like being awesome was in Thor Ragnarok 8 years
And
ago.
even then,
That's
I wouldn't really say he was being a savage. I say with air quotes. Like,
Thor Ragnarok Thor Ragnarok. That's the
yeah,
last
now
time he
he's
was
just
awesome.
him.
Yeah, and let me just say, it was such a missed opportunity not having him go like have a rematch against Thanos.
I feel like they could. I feel like that would have been really cool. Although I
Yeah.
feel like he would have lost again though. Kind of. Actually, no. If it was 2014 Thanos.
Yeah.
I feel like
Essentially.
I don't know.
But another thing is we're getting Tombstone in that movie. Like we're getting Tombstone in Spider-Man Brand New Day, and it's the same guy who voiced voiced Tombstone in Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. I forgot his name, but he's gonna be playing him in this movie.
Let me just say, must be really cool for him. He must be really proud of himself.
Yeah, and and let me just ask you a question real quick. How do you think they're gonna bring back Savage Hulk in Brand New Day?
Savage Hulk. My initial thoughts were, he just gets like, it's probably gonna be the most basic answer you're gonna hear. He just gets so angry that he reverts back to having both personalities. Because I remember at the end of the comic, it's Hulk remembers Peter, right? Because technically, remember that Hulk is not there, right? It's just Bruce Banner. So Hulk would not have been affected by the Doctor Strange spell that made everyone forget Peter. So if I'm remembering, I think I'm remembering the wrong comic, but there was a comic where at the end of it, Hulk kind of went into the water for some reason. I don't remember the context, and he was all like, "Yo, Peter, I remember you." I don't remember exactly what he said. Now I sound stupid, but yeah, Do you know at all what I'm talking about, or am I just spouting words?
You're just to me that those are just words, man. Just I mean, I gotta read more comics, man. Like that's what I've been struggling to do. That's what I've been wanting to. Don't get me wrong. Like I don't know. I've just been lazy.
Honestly,
as hell,
I'm not
so,
really of a
yeah.
comic guy. I just would just see them. I would just see them on YouTube, and I would just kind of watch people like read over them.
Fair enough. But here's what I think. Here's a theory that I heard from this one guy. Basically, how we're gonna get Savage Hulk back is that. So I've never seen She-Hulk, but in that series, like Savage Hulk is still in there somewhere. He's still there, you know. He's not gone, you know.
Right.
But it's just that Bruce Banner is just doing a good job of like containing him, not having him come out.
Yeah.
You know. So that you know how Scorpion's gonna be in this movie, right? So it's rumored that what is it? Scorpion is gonna stab Hulk with like his like poison or something, and that's what's gonna make Savage Hulk come out. If you know what I'm saying.
Yeah. Kind of just like
So
brought
yeah,
out from the pain or something.
yeah, like that. Yeah, probably. That's just a theory, though, a film theory.
That's just a theory. A film theory.
But
I don't know why I went up to my microphone
Yeah.
to do that.
yeah, and last Marvel thing I want to talk about
Okay,
real
okay.
quick is Avengers Doomsday. So apparently, it's rumored that we're gonna get the first trailer for Doomsday during Avatar: Fire and Ash.
Like
So
during?
Like okay, before the movie
Oh,
show,
no,
before the movie plays, and if that's true, I am so excited for that.
When does that movie
Honestly,
come out again? I completely forgot.
Comes out in December,
Oh.
so in like two months. So yeah. What I will say is that I'm like again, I'm really excited for that movie. It's just that like there's some behind the scenes stuff I heard about that making me be like, I don't know about this. I don't know how to feel about this because okay, so you know the character Nightcrawler, right? You know Nightcrawler,
Yeah.
right? Okay, so so the guy, so you know how did you ever watch X2 X-Men United? That was Nightcrawler's first appearance. Oh, you don't? Okay, so the guy who played Nightcrawler in X2 X-Men United his name's Alan Cumming. And as you know, he's returning. Well, I don't know if you know, but he is returning as Nightcrawler in Avengers Doomsday.
Okay.
And so what I've been hearing is that he's so when he was filming his scenes, he was alone and he didn't know who he was talking to for a lot of the scenes he filmed.
Yeah.
And that I get, you know, Avengers Infinity War did stuff similar to that, you know, with the guy who played Ross McQuarrie. I don't know if I pronounced his last name right, but it was the guy who played Red Skull in Infinity War and Endgame. He was not in the same room as the same people that he was talking to in the same scene.
Is it Infinity War?
Yeah. Red Skull in Infinity
All right,
War.
yeah. So he didn't know that. So yeah, he didn't know that Gamora was gonna. Okay.
It just made, but still, like, you know, like how are you gonna do this? Is he gonna? Because it seemed like is Nightcrawler gonna have like a major part in this movie, or is he just gonna appear in it for a few minutes, or
something?
Because
Yeah,
it seemed like he was gonna have like
something tells me that I don't. From the sounds of it, he's not gonna be there for. I don't think he's gonna be a main villain. I think that's a better way to phrase it. He seems like he's just gonna be a temp.
Well, he's not a villain. Nightcrawler's not a villain. Or at least
how do I word it?
a main character.
That's what I meant. Yeah, sorry. For some reason I'm still thinking of Thanos.
Yeah, like the movie, it's gonna have a stacked cast. You know, there's so many characters in Avengers Doomsday. Like remember when they revealed like all the chairs, you know, who was gonna be in the movie. Apparently, from what I've heard, that's not all the characters. There's apparently gonna be more characters, from what I've heard. Because think about it, we don't have Hulk, we don't have Spider-Man,
Yeah.
like,
Well, from the
and
sounds of it, I don't think. I think there was someone who said Spider-Man is not going to be in the movie, and I think that might be a good idea,
yeah,
just because if Spider-Man's getting his own movie, I feel like they could use that to tie into the next movie instead of Secret Wars instead of
Secret
yeah,
Wars,
at least not
okay,
Tom Holland's Spider-Man is what I mean.
yeah,
Wasn't there something that said like there was a chance that Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man could be in Doomsday?
Doomsday, yeah, because what he was spotted in London at the same time where Avengers Doomsday was filming, and apparently like there was like leaked set photos of him, and if you look at him in London, he had like the same type of hair, like hairstyle and everything compared to the leaked photos. So it's very possible that he might be in it, or those leaked set photos could just be AI. We don't know,
Right.
but I'm just wondering, like how they're gonna, like how would you have Tobey Maguire in that movie and not Tom Holland? But then again, it is a multiverse. It is a multiverse movie, you know. So like Doomsday and Secret Wars, they're gonna be the last multiverse films because after Secret Wars, Marvel's done with
they're
the
done with the
multiverse.
multiverse.
They're moving. Yeah, they're done with it. They're moving on from that
What are they doing
afterwards.
next?
And um, if I had to guess, they're gonna do like the mutant saga. They might start the mutant
Oh,
saga,
okay.
cause we are getting an X-Men movie, an MCU X-Men movie. I don't know if you knew that.
I do now.
Well, yeah, so that's what they're gonna do.
I'm excited for that.
At least that's what it seemed like. Yeah, I'm really excited for that. Yeah, but yeah, Avengers Doomsday. That movie kind of makes me a little nervous, but again, still very excited for it. I won't judge it until I see the actual movie. Which sucks. We gotta wait a whole another year now because the movie was only
It got super delayed.
the movie. Yeah, honestly, it was for the best because, like, they just started filming it in March this year, and the movie was supposed to come out in May 2026 next year. So, yeah, I feel like that was for the best, you know. So, it gives like the VFX artists and the editors like more time to work on the film because this movie it's gonna require a lot of VFX.
Yeah,
that's for sure.
it's gonna be a lot too. It's gonna cost a lot to make.
Yeah,
I feel like
sure.
this movie could be close to, like, how much? Do you know how much it costs to make like Endgame and Infinity War?
I don't know. I'm not sure for Infinity War, but I know Endgame costs like 300 million, I believe.
I feel like this or Secret Wars. I feel like Secret Wars is gonna top it in terms of like budget, right? I think it's gonna have a way higher budget. So it's not something they gotta make even real. Hopefully they do way better than just break even. Cause I remember thinking of that. I did not know that the Fantastic Four only broke even. I didn't know the movie flopped. I thought it was a pretty decent movie.
Yeah, it was really good. I will say it is, in my opinion, that's the best Marvel movie that came out this year. I think it's the best superhero movie that came out this year. I liked it more than Superman. I know that's probably going to be a hot take, but that's just my opinion.
I think I prefer Superman more, but like
that's fair.
That's
fair.
It was. That's not saying it was a bad movie. Like, but I'm just
No,
really confused on how the Fantastic Four only broke even. Like, that was a movie that I was like, wow, this is the movie that's gonna fix the MCU, and to me, it did. Like that. I don't know how. But I'm also confused on how like Thunderbolts fit. Like, how did those two movies like flop? You know what I mean? Like, I guess. And like, it just really confused the living crap out of me.
Yeah, and what is it? Captain America: Brave New World. That movie also only broke even, from what I heard. I think it made it made like a slight profit. It didn't do the best, but it didn't flop.
That one also confused me because that's like a name. Just because I know it's not like Steve Rogers, but it's still like Captain America. You recognize that name. You're gonna go to see Captain America.
Yeah, exactly.
Because at least like Fantastic Four for people who some people don't know the Fantastic Four, so there's that. And Thunderbolts, they don't know what a Thunderbolt is. You know what I mean? But like,
Well, yeah, I feel like everyone would know the Fantastic Four though, because I feel like they're like the most.
well, yeah,
like,
but
they're like
this
some
is
of,
in the eyes of just a casual, like, fan of the MCU. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I get you. I get you. I mean, but it still surprised me. Like, I mean, apparently the movie broke even, but yeah, yeah. Thunderbolts. I understand why that movie flopped because like no one knew who the Thunderbolts were, and sadly, it seems like the times of like getting like unknown superhero movies are over now because. I mean, with Guardians of the Galaxy, that movie was really just a lightning in a bottle.
Yeah.
Like no one knew who those characters were, but until their movie came out, and it did really well, and a lot of people loved
Well,
it.
yeah, it's one of my favorite movies of like all time. That was a really fun. It was fun. I think that's why it did so well because it was fun.
Yeah.
Like it felt very comedy-ish, alongside giving you the lore you need. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, but we were talking about Marvel for next year, but let's talk about DC next year, because DC has some really like interesting projects coming out next year. So so the three projects that are coming out that at least the ones I know of are the Lanterns TV show, Green Lantern, the Lanterns TV
clue.
show. Shut up, man. Okay, Lanterns, we're getting a Supergirl movie, because, remember at the end of Superman, Supergirl's... Yeah, and we're getting a Clayface movie.
We're getting, okay, I did not know that. I didn't know we were getting a Clayface movie. Actually, I felt like I did hear that. I don't know.
I will say is that out of all those projects, I'm excited for all of them, but I think I'm most excited for Clayface, because that's gonna be like a horror movie, basically, instead of the DCU, and that just really piques my interest.
That sounds really fun, actually.
I've been wanting to see Clayface in live action for a long time now, and he just never made his live action debut, and now he is, and that's just
in horror.
Sounds awesome,
too.
Yeah, exactly. That's gonna be so awesome to see. And what do you think about these upcoming projects, though? Which one are you excited for?
I'm personally more excited for the Supergirl one, just because of all the 30 you said. That's more in like my area of expertise. And when I mean area of expertise, I mean I watch Superman, which means I understand it. But from the sounds of it, now that I know a Clayface movie's coming out, now I'm actually really excited. You said this is coming out next year, yeah?
Yeah, like June or July.
Okay.
Next year. Yeah. Yeah, and what I will say is that the one thing I'm so excited for in Supergirl is that we're gonna get is the character Lobo is gonna be in it. I don't know. I know you don't know who Lobo is.
Lobo.
He's
Lobo.
He's a bounty hunter. Oh my god! I'm gonna.
I like Lobo.
You pissed me. Yeah. Do you actually know who the character Lobo is?
No, it's like his name. Lobo.
Well, he's a bounty hunter, and he's gonna be played by Jason Momoa, aka Garrett the Garbage Man from a Minecraft movie.
Yo, Garrett!
Yeah, but yeah, a lot of interesting stuff coming out next year. But what I will say is that I wonder if they started filming Avengers Secret Wars yet, or are they going to start? I'm assuming they might start.
Yeah, I feel like I don't think they're gonna really start. I don't think they're gonna start recording yet. First, you said Secret Wars, or whatever, or not Secret Wars. Yeah,
yeah, filming. Yeah, Secret Wars filming. They're gonna start. I'm assuming they'll start filming that movie around March next year.
Yeah,
from what I'm assuming, possibly. Yeah. So, yeah.
Okay.
But. All right, well, enough things about Marvel, DC, or whatnot. That went on for a while.
But we're not leaving the topic of movies though, because the next thing I wanted to bring up, I wanted to ask you. So, there are movies that come out that are fantastic, right? But then the long awaited.
Say that again. All right, go ahead.
So there are movies that come out that, everyone loves, right? And everyone's like, I want a
Yeah.
sequel to the movie, right? But then
Okay.
there's everyone has a sequel that comes out that is not great, right? So
Okay,
I want
yeah.
to ask for your opinion. I want to know your top 10 worst movie sequels ever. It doesn't actually have to be a top 10. You can
Okay.
more just like list off your least favorites.
Just
But
10. Okay. All right.
and this can be to
I'll
anything. Like doesn't have to be Marvel, DC. Just whatever you've watched.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, I get that. Okay, first one is a more more recent film. The Strangers Chapter 2. I feel like that movie the movie was kind of awful, I feel like. And The Strangers Chapter 1, that movie wasn't even that good either, but Chapter 2, I didn't go into that expecting anything better. And that movie was just I
Well,
don't
what
know,
was it
like,
about?
well, it's about like these strangers who
The
break into
movie
this couple's home.
Strangers. It's all right. I
What?
just found it funny that. Never mind.
Okay, but yeah, I feel chapter 2 not so good. Wasn't even expecting that great from it, but still came out. Thought it was but it wasn't that good, I'll say. Okay, another let's see. Um Star Wars: The Rise of Skywalker. That movie, wow, what a mess that was. For one, okay, so it was coming off the Star Wars: The Last Jedi, which was really bad. I will say, I was debating between the two, but I only wanted to put one. But I will say, Rise of Skywalker was, actually, no, wait, I'm gonna go with The Last Jedi, because that movie set up some really interesting ideas, and they just wasted them. No, okay. The movie that wasted the ideas was Last Jedi. The interesting ideas that were set up were in The Force Awakens. Let me just say, Finn turning into a Jedi. Finn, a stormtrooper turning into a Jedi. That sounded awesome, but they didn't do that. They decided to make that Mary Sue of a character, Rey, Rey Palpatine.
I felt like Rey becoming the protagonist initially was kind of odd to me, or like the main protagonist. I mean,
yeah, that was a pretty terrible direction to go in. Like, her as a protagonist, that wouldn't have been so bad, but she did not struggle at all like Anakin or Luke did. You know,
Right.
She didn't go through anything. Like, she barely went through anything at all. Like, and let me just say, she defeated Kylo Ren. A trained Jedi, by the way, a trained Sith. He was already, well, I don't know if he was fully trained or whatnot, but the guy, he was really experienced. You know, he was experienced in the dark side. You know, he's very well experienced with the Force.
Yeah.
You know, with a lightsaber. You know, but Rey somehow defeated him, even though she never picked up a lightsaber one day in her life. And
she suddenly like she's suddenly super.
She defeated him.
Like,
but yeah. The movie Force Awakens, it was fine, you know. Like, the movie actually turns 10 years old in about 2 months, which, whew, that does not feel real. But Last Jedi really fucked it up. Like, the character of Luke Skywalker, Luke was a character that I absolutely loved. Like, I grew up with watching Return of the Jedi over and over and over again, you know. I would watch that movie every night. I just loved Luke Skywalker, you know. But Last Jedi really fucked that character up, you know? Okay, for context, how they did that. Well, for one is, in Return of the Jedi, Luke was trying so hard to, convincing Darth Vader that there's still good in him, you know, that Anakin was still in there somewhere. And he just, despite all the bad things Darth Vader did, Luke still was convinced that there's still good in him, you know? However, in The Last Jedi, so Luke's nephew, Kylo Ren, or Ben Solo, Luke tried to kill him because Cause of a bad dream. Cause apparently Ben had a bad dream or something.
Yeah.
Something like.
He had a little bad dream. He said, "I want to murder."
So that makes no sense. That was a complete waste of a character. That was a complete betrayal of the character Luke Skywalker. Right. But okay, let's see. Let's see other bad movie sequels. Let's see. I can't really think of much at the moment. Is there any you could think of?
Honestly, to me, I'm not really good at explaining it. I wasn't really a fan of Avatar, Way of the Water. I'm gonna be totally honest.
Really? I thought it was great.
To me, I'm not able to go as in depth as you did, but it just felt weird having like what was the main antagonist's name again? I thought it was really weird that he came back. I was like, I feel like he's kind of had his moment, and him coming back as the villain again was kind of weird. I just feel like they could have done a lot more with the premise of the movie, but I'm just hoping that the new Fire and Ash actually does pretty well. But that's just my personal opinion, obviously. So hopefully I don't get murdered for having an opinion. You know how it is.
Okay, and back to movie sequels. Terrible movie sequels. Yeah, there isn't a lot of like action. There's not a lot of like movie sequels I can think of that I just like thought were bad or whatnot. There are some though. I will say, the Dark Knight Rises. I thought that movie was not very good, and yeah, this is a really hard one to think about.
Well, we can just talk about terrible movies.
Yeah. Okay. Fair enough. Okay. We're switching to terrible movies now, not movie sequels.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Madam Web.
I've never actually seen that one.
It was the first movie I have ever walked out of. I don't walk out of movie theaters. No, I don't. But this was the first time I've ever done. There was that subway section. I'm just like, I can't do this. I literally just left the theater. Yeah, I couldn't do it. It was just awful. Like, I bet you won't even watch 20 minutes of it. You'll be like, you'll just like turn it off because you're like, no, I'm done with this.
Okay, fair. All right, another really speaking of another bad Sony Spider-Man movie without Spider-Man, Morbius. That movie.
It's Morbin time.
That movie was. Yeah, he never says that. I don't care what anyone says. He never
it's
says
Morbin
that.
time.
I watched it. He never says that.
What?
But that okay. But what I will say is that that was another really shitty Spider-Man villain movie.
Question: Did you watch Craven?
No, I actually haven't.
No, I haven't. I heard that was not great either.
Yeah.
Crappy.
And okay. Yeah. Shit. Crappy movies. Okay. Actually. Okay. Here's another. Here's one bad movie sequel. A good Day to Die Hard. That's a bad one. I can't really remember too much from that movie. But,
I don't think I've heard of it. So you said it's a sequel. What was the original one? Good Day to Die or something?
Well, it's the fifth movie in that series. It's the fifth movie in that series. Oh, actually, okay, here's another bad movie sequel. Jurassic World Dominion. That movie. Okay. I was not a big fan of Fallen Kingdom, but I was really excited for Dominion because for one, this was gonna have dinosaurs on the mainland. Fallen Kingdom teased dinosaurs on the mainland, and that sounded really exciting, and I was so excited for that, But what did that movie decide to do? What did Dominion decide to do?
That's a good question.
Guess what it decided?
It didn't put them on the mainland, did it?
No, they did. But instead of focusing on that, we focused on locust flies. Locust flies. Why? Why did we focus on that? It made no sense. And yeah, despite them bringing back the original cast from the original movie, that didn't do the movie any justice, in my opinion. It just didn't. Okay, here's another bad movie sequel. Thor: Love and Thunder.
What's your
That
opinions
was
on it?
bad. It was bad. I thought it was good at first, but the total shift was really not okay. So you have a character like Gore the God Butcher who murders gods,
Right.
you know, and you put him in this movie, a very serious character in this movie, a very dark character in Thor: Love and Thunder. That was not a very good decision.
Okay, I do agree
and
with you on that. I do agree that putting I do agree putting him in this movie was kind of odd, but I don't think this was a bad movie. Like, sure, it was a little too overly goofy. I think it felt a little too childish to me, but then again, I have to remember that this
Yeah.
is an MCU film for kids, so but
I get that, but they just been making Thor a complete joke. It feels like, you know, like in my opinion.
yeah,
it
I
feels
feel
like
I do
that's
feel
what
like
they've been
recently
doing.
with making him like overweight in Endgame and then doing this.
Yeah, they did give him like they did make him better in shape.
Yeah,
but
they did put him back
yeah,
into shape,
still-
and they gave him back Mjolnir, which, thank God.
Yeah, but
I don't. I just
but
didn't. I
yeah,
don't think
hopefully-
the movie was bad, but I do want to. I do hope that they do better with Thor. Maybe in. Do you think Thor was Chris Hemsworth gonna be in
Well-
Doomsday? I forgot.
he's still playing Thor.
Okay.
And it's apparently confirmed that we're getting a fifth Thor movie, and Taika Waititi's not returning for this one, which I feel like that's for the best. Hopefully, they could give Thor a more a more serious, like a more serious movie. You know.
I would love.
okay,
I would love a
what
dark
was-
movie. A dark or a Thor movie.
Yeah. What? Okay. Which one was that? Let's just count that as 3. I think. That was the third one.
That was
I
the
think.
fourth. Oh no! Wait. What'd you say? The Thor movies or?
No. Like for bad sequels.
That was
the third one, right?
That's not like the fourth or the third or fourth one, but really, we don't have to do a whole top 10. If anything, I actually have
Okay.
something else I want to bring up.
I got a few more.
If you have at it.
Okay, Ant-Man the
Yeah,
Wasp:
I agree.
Quantumania. Like from all the trailers that I've seen of that movie, I remember really liking the first 2 movies. Like the first Ant-Man movie, I really liked.
I actually remember
Ant-Man-
we were talking about my favorite movies and stuff. Ant-Man is probably
Yeah.
my favorite MCU movie. Like, I loved Ant-Man.
I thought
It was
I thought- I thought it was
Doctor Strange, but then after a rewatch of Ant-Man, it
Yeah.
easily surpassed it.
And Ant-Man the Wasp, that movie I thought that was also pretty solid, you know. Maybe it wasn't as good as the
I still
original
enjoyed
movie,
it.
but it was still good. Ant-Man the Wasp: Quantumania, however, that movie was I thought it was going to be amazing because for one, we're getting Kang in this movie,
Mm-hmm.
who was originally supposed to be the big bad of the multiverse saga. And let me just say, let's just say, like, how you know this movie is going to be bad. Luis was not going to be
Yeah,
in this
if
movie.
Luis wasn't gonna be in the movie, then what's the point of watching an Ant-Man movie? You know what I mean?
Yeah, you watch it for
Like, come on,
Luis.
man! Like, have you heard of?
And the movie itself, like, it just...
It was
how do
to
I
me.
say
It
this?
felt like it was all over the place. It felt like they just puked ideas out, and then it was like none of the ideas actually worked well. MODOK, why'd they bring MODOK into the MCU now of all times? You know what I mean? I feel like that was kind of
Yeah.
that's what made me
and-
upset. The fact that they wasted MODOK when they could have done something really cool. I guess
Yeah.
but like they effed it, bro.
Yeah, and what I will say is that the humor at times felt like very Disney. It felt like a Disney Channel. Felt like it was something you see out of Disney Channel. I
Yeah.
will say, because when MODOK has this big moment where he like sacrifices himself, he's like, "I am Derek, and I am not a dick." And I get having humor in that, but that kind of humor, I feel like it was just too much. I don't know.
It's
Yeah.
really, really stupid. It's so stupid, but I agree with you. To me, Do you feel the same way? Do you feel like the plot was kind of just all over the place?
Yeah, kind of.
Kinda.
Sort of.
Sort of. To me,
Yeah,
it
yeah,
just felt like
yeah,
it
did.
feels like there's just like multiple things happening at once, but like none of them were really kind of ending. Like it felt like they weren't going towards like the same goal. You know how like in most movies there's like 2 or 3 sets of characters doing stuff and then they'll eventually meet up and stuff. Like it felt like to this, but like just completely random stuff, and then they just so happen to meet up, and then it's like, why? So.
Yeah, but anyways, there's something else you wanted to talk about. Is that right?
So the vast majority of
it?
the world doesn't know this, but it was 2023, right, when this happened.
Yeah.
We were in a car accident together.
Oh
So,
yeah, that. And I actually did make a video about that a few months after it happened, which is up on my channel right now.
It's
It's
still
still up
there.
there.
But yeah, I wanted to. I
Yeah.
just wanted to. Why don't we talk about it in detail? Because we haven't really talked
Okay.
about much of it other than, what we've talked to each other about and what you've said in your video.
Okay, so as we all know, as we know, when I say we, I just mean me and you and me,
Yeah.
or you and I.
You and I.
Yeah. Hope if the grammar police comes at me, I swear.
Don't
to
worry, it
God.
doesn't do it to me
But-
either.
Okay. So we were going to pick up our one friend, Brady. We're going to go celebrate him graduating.
Yeah, he
school,
graduated high school. We were gonna go out to where?
like a buffet.
Yeah, we were. Yeah,
We're
I was
going to this, like,
gonna
buffet.
pay for everybody to go to. What was the buffet? I forgot. But yeah, we were going to a really
yeah.
fancy buffet. I was really gonna pay out. I was really excited.
Yeah. And as we were making a left turn at this light, and the light was green, but as we entered the intersection, that's when, as we were like, as we just like entered the intersection, like the light turned
But,
yellow. So we still had the
Yeah,
right of
we
way.
still had the right of way. Like that really had nothing really to do with it. It's more of what happened
Yeah.
after.
Yeah, so at first I thought the car that hit us was going. I thought it was going a little too fast, but then again, I saw another car that was also going like pretty fast as well, but they slowed down, so I thought that person would slow down. So it's like, okay, yeah, I thought they were going to slow down, but they didn't. And they hit us nearly head on. They hit like more of your side than they did with mine.
They hit
so
a little past the headlight, close to my door. They hit
Yeah.
where the door, like right before the door. I remember that because my door was stuck when I tried to get out.
Yeah.
we literally flung across the intersection to the point where
yeah,
like,
we were in the opposite. We were in the opposite
we
lane.
were hit so hard.
Like-
the oil stick, right, was all the way across the street.
And also, not to mention, it was like really hot out as well.
Yeah, there was
so that
that.
wasn't fun either.
Literally, while we were getting that problem dealt with, we just went to the CVS or the whatever and just grabbed some waters, and drinks and stuff.
Yeah, cause there was like a lot of fumes that went off in the car, and it really like fucked my throat up.
Well, it wasn't
a good bit.
I learned it wasn't any fume. It was like the airbag's a powder, so the powder is what did it to you.
Yeah, and even after drinking that entire water, my throat was still not good. It was still pretty bad, I'll say. But it still pisses me off to this very day. Like I hate that lady so much with a passion that if I saw her out in public, I would just tell her to go F herself. Because I get it was an accident and she did admit fault to it, but you ruined my car. I liked that car. It was so nice. I still miss it to this very day.
Right.
And she ruined it. It was all her fault. Whatever happened to her, like whatever. I know her insurance rate probably went up or whatnot, and I know she had consequences that happened to her. And I just want to say good. I hope. I'm not going to be one of those people who's like, oh, I get it was an accident. I'm not mad at her. No, I still am mad at her for that, Like, I hope she got what was coming to her,
Me too.
I hope things were ruined for her because of that.
Okay, I wouldn't really go that far. Like, sure, she wasn't paying attention, and obviously it was her fault. But I don't, you know what I mean? Like, she admitted it was.
Okay,
I'm
maybe
happy
not-
she admitted fault. so you didn't have to fight or anything. You know what I mean?
Yeah, obviously, she was an old lady. She looked like she was in her 60s she looked like she was in her 70s or 80s. Obviously, I'm not gonna fight an old lady. I was 19 at the time, and I was not gonna fight an old lady. So because I mean I would probably win, but
I would probably win.
yeah, I would. Yeah, but well, okay, but yeah, maybe I'm going a little too far, but it's also like I don't care. Like she ruined my she really screwed my life over for a good
it was. I remember. I went to urgent care because I wasn't really. I got a few scrapes, and I'm like, I want to get checked out just to make sure. That was.
Yeah.
It was kind of a. It was a brutal thing to go through it to the point where I was. Somehow you got over it real quick. I was shooken up for a long while.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess I don't know how I got over that exactly, but I guess I just did. But I I don't. But yeah, it was bad. But it was over 2 years ago, so it's no big deal anymore. So what up?
Yeah,
Want to move on to the next thing?
100%.
Okay, popular MMOs.
Yeah,
You want to talk
100%.
about that?
So, we both
So
grew up with the guy, right? Like popular MMOs is like
yeah,
I grew up with him.
I didn't watch him as yeah, I didn't watch him as much as I would with like Stampy, Longhead, or Dan TDM, but he was still a really integral part of my childhood. Like, cause one thing I remember is that one time when I was like really young, before I even had a phone, I had this tablet, and I got an extension cord, like that had so I was able to watch his videos in bed, while my tablet was charging. And for a while, I was just watching his mob battle videos. Like, I loved his mob battle videos so much. Like, I loved those. Like, they were some of my favorite videos to ever watch on that channel.
My favorite were
videos.
the Lucky Block Challenge videos where they would use the Lucky Blocks, and then once they open them all, they use them to fight the boss in the arena. That was, like, my favorite things, right?
Yeah.
But that's...
Yeah,
but
and
us, I'm guessing we're not here to talk about that, are we?
yeah, no. As we all know, like him and his wife Jen, even though they had such good chemistry with each other in those videos, I get why they split up. Because they didn't feel like they both wanted different things, and yeah, we're not here to say that they should remain together.
Yeah.
Like they're two people. They obviously had to do what was right for each other. So I get that. But Pat, like his life afterwards went in such a downward spiral.
Right, like it was just a brutal, like what it started with a lot of alcoholism. I remember that.
Yeah, like he became an alcoholic for many years afterwards, and just this year, back in May, like body cam footage resurfaced of him. Like body cam footage of him getting arrested just released, and keep in mind the body cam footage was from over a year ago at this point.
Yeah.
It was a while ago, but it was just so sad to see. Like someone you grew up watching, like being passed out on the streets, getting treated like that from the cops.
I didn't.
Like them
I
going
thought that was unfair of how he was treated. Like I know, sure,
Yeah.
sitting there with bottles of Fireball, like sure that's something, but like it was the way that they treated him that made me upset.
They're like, hey,
it's
you boy. Oh, he can Minecraft that. It's like I would get if like the guy was like saying, "Do you know who I am? I'm a famous Minecraft YouTuber." But Pat never even brought it up. He never brought that up.
Right.
Like he never once brought that up to the police.
It was brought up once, but it was only because he was asked.
Yeah, exactly. No, that's what I was about to get at. Yeah, the only time he talked about is when he was asked about that stuff. You know? And like I will admit, like, yeah, running from the cops was not a smart idea, but they would charge him with a felony from doing that because they said he got violent. But if you look at the body cam footage, it did not. It did. Not once was he violent. Right. It did not look like he was violent at all. So should have just been a misdemeanor, which what he got. But he got a felony. But I don't know if you. But yeah, There was even a worse attack. Like there was even a worse like time he got arrested, which involved a police dog like attacking him. Which I don't know what exactly happened.
From what I was told, apparently he went.
He was just sleeping in his bed. He was just sleeping in his bed, and the police just came into his house without Pat even knowing, and the dog attacked him. It's like, okay, I don't know what happened, but
without context, I don't know the context, right? Was there context that was released or no?
So there is video of that was released of that, but it's too. He said it was too violent to show, so he couldn't really show the video. So, but from what we're hearing so far, yeah, like it did not. Pat's like a victim of this. I will say, of police brutality. You know, he's been a severe victim of this from a few times he got arrested. Right. Is what I will say. Again, I know he's made mistakes, you know, and there's times where he went to jail, which is like, I get why he did, you know, but he's not a bad person, you know. You can tell Pat's he's not a bad guy. He just made bad decisions, you know. And it seemed like for a while he's really turned his life around, you know. Like he announced he was over 100 days sober, and he got back to the gym, was lifting weights, and the guy, he looked so healthy, you know, like he was looking better than ever, you know, until recently, where he posted in his community tab that he relapsed, unfortunately, and that really it was bothersome well, I wouldn't say it bothered me, but it made me really sad to see, you know. Again, I hope he went 4 months without a drink, and I respect that, you know. But I just hope he doesn't, like, continue to go in a downward spiral again, you know. I don't think he will, but only time will tell.
Yeah,
I just hope he...
I know for a fact that he'll do way better. Like, he did relapse, which, like, you know, that's...
It's part of the process of getting better, you know.
But I fully believe in him.
Yeah, same here. Like he really wants to make that change. You can tell he really wanted to make that change, you know. And he did, you know. He really has been making that change, you know. But I hope we could get another video from him soon, or an Instagram post showing that he's okay, you know, cuz I just hope he doesn't he doesn't get any more trouble with the cops or anything, you know. Like, I don't think he will, but I don't know. Like, what matters is that he has a community that's gonna be there to support him no matter what, you know, and help him get through this, you know, because he raised millions of kids, you know, without really even knowing he did.
I hope everything in life goes well for him. Love that guy.
Yeah, same here. Yeah, he's awesome, you know, like, yeah, but yeah, well, anything else you want to talk about?
I don't think so. It looks like this is gonna be the end of the podcast for today. So
okay, well,
I do want to personally thank you for being on episode 2 of my podcast. I do also
thank you. Thanks for having me, man.
I also want to thank you for being the editor of the podcast going forward. So
yeah, of course, man. Of course, I'm happy to help.
I want everyone to be excited for what's gonna come in the future. I actually do not know who my third guest is going to be, but I do have some ideas. So it's gonna be a surprise for everyone involved.
Okay, can't wait to see what you have in store.
Alrighty, well. So,
yeah. Hey, make sure to subscribe to Skullcross on YouTube.
No, yeah, I never said.
I'm self-promoting myself.
Subscribe to Skullcross, and then if you guys could subscribe to vimogam Unplugged, I would really appreciate it. I'm trying to get this account going, so even my own future, everyone's future, I'm hoping it goes great.
Okay. Yeah, I have faith in you, man, that you'll do well.
Till next time.
All right. Bye. Later, alligators.
See you later,
Bye-bye.
crocodile.